Okay, this is Physics 1, Lab 5. So, introduction, some key ideas. So, some ideas that I used in this lab were Newton's second law of motion and the momentum principle, conservation of momentum, conservation of kinetic energy, elastic and inelastic collisions, and then point particle and multi-particle systems. And then formula that I use, the velocity update formula, the position update formula, kinetic energy, momentum, conservation of momentum, and then conservation of kinetic energy. So these are some diagrams of what the experiment was. So before the collision, ball one was moving with some non-zero momentum, and then ball two is at rest. And then they collide, which transfers some of the momentum from ball one to ball two, as well as kinetic energy. And then after the collision, both balls have some non-zero momentum. And then I put the video into Tracker to track the motion of the collision, and then used a computational model to also replicate this. And this is an excerpt from the code, and then another excerpt which shows the while loop that I used. And then these are the results when I, on the left, graphed the ball one's x position versus time, and then ball one's y position versus time. And then for ball two, I did the same thing. So for conservation of momentum, the initial momentum should equal the final, and which means the mass times velocity initial equals the mass times velocity final. And then these were the calculations, and momentum was somewhat conserved, but there were probably going to be some errors. And then for kinetic energy, the same idea. The initial kinetic energy should equal the final. And then there was a percentage loss of kinetic energy, which means it was an inelastic collision because elastic collisions conserve kinetic energy.